Hi.
Good morning. It's a Monday afternoon. It is afternoon. We almost made it on time today.
Almost. Only 1 minute. I think that's our best so far.
Yes. Yeah. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Busy weekend. This one did no work.
I didn't.
So,
I'm sorry.
I worked a lot, as she could tell from all of her emails and texts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, good numbers this week. We finally have new listings. So real quick, before we get into the numbers, we have a special guest today, Joel Daniels with KSN Property Management, and he's also on our sales team too.
And he's your husband.
And he's my husband. He's going to be joining us today, and we're going to talk about rental properties. But first we're going to do numbers.
Yes. Our favorite.
Yeah. New listings. We have a high for a while.
That is a high.
194 new listings. Back on markets, held steady at 25. That seems to be about right. Price reductions down to 116. So last week was a high. This week seems to be a little bit lower than normal. Evens out. Mm-hmm. Solds were really
That's
really
a big
low.
drop.
Yeah, there were only 111 solds this past week, which makes sense because November and December. Solds are your market a month ago.
Yes, correct.
And so there wasn't a lot going on in December.
And this is the week of Christmas a month
ago.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Withdrawals and expireds are really low, so nothing new there. But we do have a little, based on these numbers, we have a little bit more on the market than we did a week ago.
Yep.
Inventory is still the name of the game.
Yeah.
I posted something on Facebook this morning because, my favorite donut shop, the donut shop in Bloomingdale.
The only donut shop to go to.
Anywhere.
I mean, you shouldn't go anywhere else.
Yes.
Krispy
Baker's
Kreme, Baker's Pride is good.
Yes. So they made the comment today about how, prices are ridiculously high and people are overpaying. Okay, so then I asked the question, are prices high because people are willing to overpay, or prices high because money's devalued? And I jokingly said the answer is yes. At the end of the day, prices are high because of law of supply and demand. Gracie's so tired of hearing this.
No, but it's true.
It's true. We have low inventory. That is going to keep prices up there. I saw some interesting graphs. I may present them later in a Facebook post that showed the last 3 market crashes, and everybody was like, we're waiting for a crash, we're waiting for a crash.
Everyone.
The crash was in 2022.
Yeah.
The prices didn't crash.
Yeah.
It was the number of properties sold that crashed.
Yeah.
And so I have some interesting slides that I came across, and I'll go back and see if I can find those because they were really interesting. So that was, yes, the answer to that question that I posted on Facebook is yes. But at the end of the day, it's always complicated, and it really comes back to inventory. No. Now there's one more number that we need to discuss. 22.
Oh, jeez.
Yesterday was Gracie's birthday.
It was. That's why I didn't work all weekend.
That's why she didn't work all. I know she's one of these people who thinks she gets her birthday off.
Yeah.
Wait till she sees me take the month of April off
for
my birthday.
Yeah. I'll let you go downtown and I'll let you have a weekend too.
Okay, all right. I'm going to get a weekend off. She's not going to give me the whole month yet.
No.
So happy birthday, Gracie.
Thank you.
We really appreciate and value what you bring to this team. Y'all don't know some of you do know how hard Gracie works for me. This morning she was a great gatekeeper for me and taking care of text and emails and contracts and doing the stuff that has to get done so that I can work on finding new business.
Yes.
And she does all of that so well. She does it with a smile and a little bit of sarcasm.
Yeah, a little bit more depending upon the day. Mondays hold a lot of sarcasm.
Yeah. And so I just want the world to know that I'm so appreciative to be in business with you. You're an asset to what we do, and I think that you epitomize our values and what we're trying to achieve. And I'm just so grateful that you're on my team.
It's been fun.
It will continue to be fun.
It will continue to be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hopefully next week we'll have a new an announcement.
I'm hoping so. I'm so excited.
Yes, we're waiting.
Kind of impatiently.
Yes,
but
very impatiently because there's so much to be done.
Yes.
So,
it'll be a good announcement.
It'll be
really good.
Yes.
You're not going to want to miss it.
You're going to want to join us on Monday.
Yes. And it'll be 12 o'clock.
It will be 12.
Maybe even early.
Ooh, will we be early? I don't
11:59.
know. 11:59. We'll try early. Maybe we'll hit it right.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so I guess we should bring Joel on and not waste everybody's time. Y'all, thank you. Gracie, I'm going to let you get back to...
She's putting me back to work.
I'm putting her back to work. She's got stuff to do.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, your birthday vacation is over.
Over, yes.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Oops.
Sorry.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Tell Mr. DeMille I'm ready for my close-up.
If you have not gotten to meet Joel Daniels, this is by far my better half. And he is the one, y'all, I kid you not, I used to joke that if I said, hey, I think I'd like to build a rocket in the backyard, he would help me figure out how to do it. And I appreciate that about Joel so much. But y'all, don't worry, we're not building rockets in the backyard.
That could be fun.
It could be fun. He would actually enjoy building a rocket. Maybe a swimming pool. Maybe a swimming pool.
Savannah Air Traffic Control might not appreciate it.
They might not. So, I don't know how many of y'all know, in addition to doing property sales with Keller Williams, Joel and I have another brokerage for property management. And why don't you tell them a little bit about the property management side? Last weekend we were at a National Association of Real Property Managers conference, and we came up with some new information, heard some things, and we think it might be a benefit to our property owners, but also to just the public in general.
Sure. Yeah, we'll be glad to talk about that. We talked about it. We came up with a few general topics to talk about. And just for those of you who don't know, a property manager is basically someone who takes care of all the details of getting your property marketed and rented, and you just get the check every month. Some of the things first general topic I think we wanted to talk about was taxes. Because you may not realize this, but when you rent your property out, you're actually starting a small business. Don't let that intimidate you. It's really not a big deal at all.
And when we say taxes, these are the good kinds of tax conversations.
Most of these are good taxes. For example, once you start renting your property out, all of the costs associated with that become business expenses that you can deduct from your taxes. For example, the interest that you pay on your mortgage, the insurance premiums that you have to pay, any management fees that you pay to your property manager if you have a property manager, your maintenance costs, all those now become business expenses that you can deduct off.
And of course, you always want to talk to your accountant.
Yeah,
we are not giving you accounting advice.
We're not accountants, we're not lawyers.
No,
but you definitely do want to talk to your accountant about all this. And if you need a reference to an accountant, we can give you one. A couple of other interesting little things that come into play is any capital improvements that you make to the property. And that's, but what I mean by that is anything that's considered a permanent improvement to your property actually can get added to the cost basis of your property that will lower your profit when you come to sell the house. Like one of the things that we found out when we first bought our first rental property is we put insulation up in the attic because it wasn't insulated very well. And what we found out from our accountant is since insulation doesn't degrade over time, that's considered a permanent addition to the cost basis of the house.
She's not seen all the insulation I've seen out there.
Yeah. But anything that's considered permanent, anything permanent that you add to the house adds to the cost basis of the house. Another interesting thing you might not know, once you convert your property into an investment property, you can actually deduct the value of the house, the structure itself. Not the value of the land, because the land never changes, but the value of your property itself, the structure itself, you can actually deduct that in, if I remember correctly, it's a 27.5-year period. And that's another area where you can talk to your accountant, and they can, your accountant.
all of this, your accountant will be the one to walk you through it.
Yeah, so your accountant can help you determine, if you're not sure, your accountant can help you determine what the value of the house is versus what the value of the land is. And of course, anything that you have to pay your accountant, that's another business expense. But yeah, talk to your accountant. It's also a good idea if you're going to be doing a rental property is form an LLC. That gives you
talk to your attorney.
Yeah, talk to your attorney, talk to your accountant. And of course, if you have to pay an attorney to form an LLC for you, it shouldn't really cost that much, but those attorney's fees also become an expense that you can deduct on your taxes. And if it's just a single member or a husband and wife LLC, you don't have to do a separate business tax return. It all just flows through to your personal return. Yeah, but again, always talk to your attorney and your accountant about these things. Okay.
All right, so have we disclosed enough that we are not accountants?
Yeah, we're not
or
accountants. We're not attorneys.
No.
We're not doctors.
We're not, no.
Can't give you legal advice. Can't give you medical advice.
Not even veterinarian advice.
Veterinary
No.
advice. This is all business advice.
Real estate. We can talk to you about real estate.
Yeah, we talked about real estate and property management.
And property.
So the next thing we want to talk about is Sherry mentioned that last week we were at NARPM conference, National Association of Residential Property Managers.
Residential, not real.
Residential, not real property.
Okay.
If you do decide that you want to hire a property manager to help you with managing your rental property, you want to make sure that you get one that's a member of NARPM. There's a lot of benefits to that. One, probably the main one, is that NARPM members are held to a code of ethics. Here in Georgia, there's not actually any licensing required to be a property manager, although I think the vast majority of us are also licensed realtors. Yeah. But NARPM has its own separate code of ethics that we comply with. Like
very similar to the National Association
very,
of Realtors.
Very similar. You can almost think of NARPM
ethics.
As the property manager's version of NAR, National Association of Realtors.
Without all the salacious scandals going on.
Yeah, no salacious scandals.
That I know of anyway.
Another benefit to being in NARPM is the networking opportunities. And Sherry just mentioned we were at a conference last week. We've been to a number of NARPM conferences, and they're always valuable. And probably one of the most useful things about it is the opportunity to talk to other members and just find out what they're doing. You know, you can, if you have any issues that you're having, you can discuss those with other property managers, and they can help you out. So it's a great place to find knowledge and people who've been doing this for a while, and they can help a property manager. They're also a great place to keep abreast of some of the latest technologies that are out there to help property managers. Like, for example, one technology we've implemented recently was called Tenant Turner, which basically allows us to automate property showings. It allows us to schedule property showings. So my assistant and I, when we're showing a property, we're no longer having to just sit there and kind of go back and forth either on the phone or texting, trying to find out when's a good time for you, when's a good time for you. We can just do it all online. And if a property is vacant, it even gives us the ability to let potential tenants do a self-showing with a one-time code that they get to a special lockbox that's available. So that's another benefit to NARPM, is you can find out what all the latest technology is out there. Also learned something very, very important at this last conference. Sherry, what do you think is your asset if you're renting your property?
Well, I would have said my house.
But it's not. Because an asset is something that earns you money.
Oh.
Your house does not earn you any money. So your tenant is the asset. So keep that in mind. You know, if you use a property manager, or even if you want to do it yourself, your tenant is the asset. So it's not like you want to just give them everything, but you do want to keep in mind that your tenants are your asset. And within reason, you want to do what you can to keep your tenants happy and keep them in there for a longer period of time as possible, because your biggest expense is going to come when your property is vacant.
Yes.
Because then you have no asset.
Yep. That
So,
makes great sense.
yeah.
I like that.
So your tenant is your asset, so keep that in mind. And the last thing that we want to talk about, this is some new thing that we just found out about, again, in our last NARPM conference. There's an organization out there called FinCEN, F-I-N-C-E-N, which stands for Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. And there's a new requirement out there that anyone who has an LLC has to register with the FinCEN website.
And we'll post a link to that.
I do want to let you know this is a brand new regulation. Apparently anyone who formed an LLC before 2024 has until the end of this year to do this registration. So a lot of unknowns there. We don't know, no one's entirely sure exactly who all has to register.
Everybody.
Yeah, pretty much everybody is all we know right now. We don't know how it's going to be enforced, what the penalties are going to be, but that's just something you want to keep in mind. There is this requirement to register with FinCEN. Mainly they're trying to crack down on money laundering, you know, because there's people out there maybe setting up you may have heard about people setting up shell corporations and LLCs and using that to launder money. So they're just wanting to make sure that we're not out there breaking bad.
Okay.
So
And a lot of property owners do have LLCs, and they put their houses into the LLC. So this is information that you may need to know. Yeah. And so we were kind of shocked by it because I hadn't heard any whisper or anything about this coming down the pike. Had you?
no,
No.
this is brand new to us.
Brand new.
So cutting edge information there.
Yeah. All right. Joel, you want to talk a little bit about KSN and what we can offer to prospective?
Sure. I mean, well, the short story is we started KSN. I mean, when we both got into real estate, we bought some rental properties of our own. And on the real estate side, we were just seeing clients that either couldn't sell or they didn't want to sell. So a lot. Savannah's a great
Prior
place.
to this current market.
Yeah, a lot of people love Savannah, and like for example, a lot of people in the military, they may want to go off to do one last assignment and they want to come back here and retire. And we just got tired of referring that business off to other people, so we started our own property management company. We've been slowly growing ever since.
Yep.
And basically, kind of what I mentioned is we take care of all the details for you. We market the property. We can do a rental analysis for you to give you an idea of what kind of rent you can reasonably expect. We can show it. We screen the tenants very thoroughly. We sign a comprehensive lease document. You will get to be, as the owner of the property, you're technically considered the landlord, so you get to sign that lease document so you can see exactly what the tenants are seeing. We do a thorough move-in inspection with documentation and lots of photographs. And that actually helps both the tenant and the landlord, because some years in the future when the tenants move out, you want to compare the current condition of the property to the original condition of the property. And if there's anything beyond normal wear and tear, you can ask the tenant to pay for that. And then of course, once the tenant's in place, we are their point of contact for any maintenance issues. The only time you ever have to get involved is if there's a major maintenance issue, which, things happen.
It's a house. It breaks.
I mean, almost every year I have to have a conversation with at least one owner where I let them know, hey, you got to replace your air conditioner. But if anything major like air conditioning, water heater goes out, roof leak, anything like that, we'll contact you ahead of time and let you know what's going on, and we can coordinate to get quotes and work with you to decide what course of action you want to take. And then at the end of the year, we send you the 1099 report and we file that with the IRS for you, so you can use that when you fill out your taxes.
Okay.
Which your accountant can help you with if you need.
All right.
And if anyone in the area needs an accountant, we can refer you to a great one.
Or a few. A couple.
Yeah, a couple.
But we have one that we really like.
We have one. We have a favorite.
Yes. So if you have any questions about buying, selling, investment properties, renting, please reach out to either one of us. We'd love to help you out. We have a great team. Joel has a great assistant as well, Penny. Was hoping she'd be was hoping she'd be joining us, but I guess she'll join us in a little bit. But we're just really excited to be in business with our clients to help them grow their generational wealth for their families and to develop something that will support them in the future. Oh, there's Penny.
Oh, there's
Penny
Penny.
is here.
Oh,
Come on
there's
in.
Penny.
So this is my assistant. She
Hi,
is a
guys.
tremendous help to me on the rental property side. We're just about finished up. So this is
watched
Penny. Anyway, she's the one that a lot of times you owners and tenants are dealing with, because she's one of the main things she's helping me with is showings and maintenance coordination, which is a lot of work because there's an awful lot of going back and forth. And if the property is occupied, we have to coordinate with the tenant, make sure that they know what's going on, and if it's beyond a certain amount, we coordinate with the owner, let them know what's going on. And Penny has been doing a bang-up job of all that.
Bang up. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah. So, good feedback here.
Penny, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I am a agent, obviously, working with KSN. I moved over with Joel and Charity in the summer, and really come from a background of, all the things, really. I guess that kind of helps you become a better realtor in some aspects, but I've been an agent for a little bit over 7 years and done my own transactions and worked within property management and helped with that as well. So I have a good deal of knowledge, but to be able to apply that knowledge to KSN has been actually a lot of fun. As we call property management fun, we can do that. So I enjoy getting to know the tenants and the owners of our that we work with, and happy to make those relationships. And so reach out to me and call me, and happy to work through it all.
Great.
All right.
And then one last point that I want to make, or one thing I want to tell you before we wind up. If you're even interested in possibly renting your house out, give us a call. There's absolutely no cost or obligation. We will be happy to run an analysis on your property and at least give you a rough idea of what you could expect from it in terms of rental income. There'll be no charge for that. And I also talked earlier about going to NARPM helps us keep abreast of the latest technology trends. One of the things that we've learned is we're going to be doing a major upgrade to our website. It's probably going to be going live early to mid-February. And one of the things that I'm planning to do is embed the ability to get a rental analysis right there on the website, so you won't even have to call us. Starting sometime in February 2024, you'll just be able to go to our website, which is ksnprop.com, ksnprop.com, starting sometime in February, like I said, and you'll be able to get a rental analysis right there. So you don't even have to talk to us if that makes you uncomfortable. But we're really easy to talk to. So I just want to put that out there. If you even just want to take a look at what you can expect, we'll be happy to do that. Anything else?
Okay.
Charity?
Just tell them goodbye.
Okay.
And we'll
Thanks,
see you
thanks
next
everybody.
week.
Goodbye. And Charity and Hannah, or not Charity,
Gracie.
Charity and Gracie will be here next week. So, bye-bye.